My stepfather was passing away from cancer, and I was trying to start a new career. So it was if you did one of those stress test things, I was going to die. But I managed to fight through it with mental and with help from other people. And eventually I got to a stage of making things work again. And I started in the financial services industry. I got an opportunity to work for an Auckland rugby chap who Rob Morris trapped. So Morris is a rugby man in Auckland, and he needed an associate. He said, I said to him, do you know someone who needs someone who's good? That was my interview. And he said, I need someone who's good. And 2 weeks later there I was working for him as an insurance advisor. But the insurance advisor really didn't grab me. It wasn't the thing that got me that excited. So I had to figure out, how do I get my passion back? How do I get my focus, and how can I get my T- back and set my goals? And I ended up transitioning from being an advisor, going across to the dark side and working for one of the provider companies. And that was when I finally saw that opportunity. If I can do good at this, potentially I could get to Hong Kong, and potentially I could go and do something. And sure enough, with a bit of luck and a little bit of focus and getting my T- and keeping my goals and my passion, I got to Hong Kong in 2008. Now the interview process was quite interesting. So some of you will know that in Hong Kong, number 8 is a very lucky number. Right? So we know it's a lucky number, and it's a lucky number because it sounds very much like money, right? But for 8 sounds like money. Well, on the 8th of the 8th, 2008, I had 8 interviews, starting at 8 in the morning and finishing at 8 at night. So it was kind of like, it was obviously meant to be, right? And it was a pretty good opportunity to go and join. Now, a funny story, when I arrived up there, I remember going to a meeting and trying to find, looking at the elevator board. Now, Barclays Private Bank is in the Chung Kong Centre, which is, now I probably haven't pronounced it correctly, we'll come back to that as well. But it's on what we would know as the 58th floor. But 58 or 58 in Cantonese is mbad. So that means no rich or no wealth. Now you can't have a private bank on the no wealth floor. So they actually were on 57A. Which I found quite interesting. And it was, so in some buildings there's no 4th floor, there's no 14th floor. Usually the 8th floor is a great floor, but often you'll see now there's no 58, because that means no wealth. So anyway, I digress. So I got to Hong Kong 2008. Now does anyone remember what happened around the 1st of October 2008? Global financial crisis. So my wife was saying, do we even worry about unpacking the bags? Should we just go back? But fortunately, I worked for a very good company, and the CEO who had brought me up had bigger plans. Now, one of the things that I thought was I have to do culturally, and I learned this when I went to Japan, was I need to get a good Chinese name. I need to be able to fit in there. And fortunately, I had someone I knew, an advisor who was Chinese, and they gave me this fantastic name, because the other 3 Westerners that worked in the company of 600 local people that had been in Hong Kong for 120 years all had names that sounded rubbish, right? So Mike Goodall was Mike Goodall. It's like, well, that's just rubbish. So you need to get a proper name. So fortunately, I got a very good name, and I was proud of that. And I thought, I don't have the physical skills I need anymore because I can't talk Cantonese. So I thought, I know what to do. I'll go to Cantonese lessons. Have any of you guailos in the room tried to learn Cantonese? I've been there 11 years. I get in a taxi and I'll say something that to me sounds fantastic, and the taxi driver goes, "Huh? How you mean this place?" So I should just say it in English anyway. But my title was, and you're going to laugh the locals will laugh at this. I was the vice president, so I was the Fu Zhong Choi. Right? But what I was saying was I was the vice idiot. So I pretty quickly learned that this was not a good idea, right? So then we got another saying, and that other saying became, there's 2 TV stations, or there's lots of TV stations in Hong Kong, but there's the Pearl station. Pearl is the sort of more Westerner station, and Jade is the local station. So when a session like this, it would have normally all been